Alright guys, welcome back to another beautiful day here at Two Eagles Garage. We're gonna do the radiator in this old girl today. We're gonna get it taken out and get it replaced, and I'm gonna paint these two radiator brackets. I don't want to put them back on rusty, and I may paint these rods right here too. Well, they're not rusty, so we'll leave those. And we're gonna put a new fan motor in it today, guys. So let's get started. We're gonna start by taking these two bolts out. There's two at the top, two at the bottom. I'm going to do the top two first, then do the bracket bolts, and then we'll go down below and get the other two. Let's see what sizes they are. I know that these are 10. I'm not sure what the others are. Let's see here. Those are a 10 as well. These are smaller then. So those must be like an 8. Yeah, those are 8. I was mistaken. So these are 8, the bracket bolts are 10. And I do have a DeWalt impact driver today I will be using, just to make things a little bit faster. We'll set our bolts aside on the bumper. Oh no, don't drop it in the ground. I found it. We're good. Alright, now we'll take out these two bolts. I gotta swap to a smaller socket first. You guys should have reminded me. Come on now. Y'all slacking. I've already drained as much of the radiator fluid and antifreeze and water mix as I could. Alright, that's it for the top bolts. Alright, we'll go ahead and take these brackets off and set them out of the way, because those could use cleaning and a refresh. I'll slide this over a little bit so that I can get our radiator out. Alright, we're going to unhook the top radiator hose, get you a big pair of channel locks, because these just got the spring clamps on them. If I ever change hoses, I'll change the clamps, but I'm not too worried about changing them right now. Alright, let's close them up a little bit. Hope you guys are having a good week. Mine's been pretty good so far. Had some beautiful weather lately. And guys, I tried to solder this radiator. It's got a very big leak over here, and it's corroded and all kind of leaking down here. It was just time for a new radiator. And actually, AutoZone got me the radiator for cheaper than I could find it anywhere else. I caught it on a deal that they had in August. I got that radiator for like $130, $140. That's shipped to my front door. So guys, check out their radiators and watch for their deals. They have great deals on AutoZone. We thank you guys for your help. We thank you for your support. And we thank you for anything you provide for us or help us get. So you guys go check out their website. Check out their stores. They always have a news ad that's got deals in it. Their website always has great deals in it. Especially if you have it shipped to your front door, you can get good deals on it that way as well. But let's get back to it. Let's go ahead and pop these hoses off. I'm going to have to loosen that one with the pliers. If you have a tight hose like this, you don't have a tool to loosen it, just grab your pliers, wrap it around it. You have to be careful because you'll tear your hose. And just twist it like that. Once that twist, that's loosened it. It breaks all that corrosion free. And then you can just wiggle it off. And this is still the factory brass radiator, guys. It has never been changed, in which I will be holding on to it for a period of time. Sometimes these can be a butt to get off. I remember this one was last time. I may have to go get a screwdriver to get this one off, guys, because she's on there. And it's still draining a little bit of water as we speak too. Let's try to loosen it up a little more. Make sure we got it good and loose. Come on, man. Alright, we will deal with that in a minute. I'll go grab a screwdriver and I'll show you another way to get those off. You can take a screwdriver and put it up under the edge right here and push in and pry out a little bit and then pop it right off. Alright, let's see. We don't have but 2 bolts left on the bottom. We'll go take care of those, but I'll go ahead while I'm up top side and we'll take that other hose clamp off. Because maybe, just maybe, we can get that one off while we're down there. And I'll show you guys my makeshift repair I did on it. I tried to solder it, but it just didn't hold. I'm not real experienced with soldering on brass. Never had much of an opportunity to. Alright guys, let's go and I'll show you the other 2 bolts downstairs. Excuse my ugly mug in the camera. Alright. I'm going to set you guys here while I assume the position. Enjoy your wonderful view of the grass. Don't forget about DeWalt. Don't ever underestimate their impact drivers. They're stronger than what you think they are. I've had good service out of DeWalt. Never had a complaint. I've had that set for over 2 years. And it is quite a bright day out today too, guys. I don't know how well you can see that. This solder right here, or brazing or whatever you like to call it, I used actual solder. And it held good, but right here where this dent is, there was still a leak somewhere. It was coming out from up under the dent. And I just didn't want to have to tear it all apart and melt all that off and redo it. And then by the time I did all that, I realized all that right there, all that corrosion on the other side, and it's leaking pretty good from down there. That big hole right there, and there's another big hole here. It could still be saved, so I'm going to save it for a backup, but for the most part, it's done. It's gave its purpose. Time for us to move on to something better. And this fan, here's our issue with it. If you'll watch the blades, see how the movement is on that? See how much movement there is? Let me get this out of here, guys. See how much movement there is? And then the sound of it. That motor was actually melting part of the wiring harness up here. Let me get over here and I'll show you guys. This little connector right here, this big orange and black wire, if I'm not mistaken, that's the wire it is. It goes down to the fan, and the fan operates through here. Well, it melted the interior of this relay, wire connection. Unfortunately, I cannot find this anywhere. I'm going to have to scour a few junkyards for it because it's got a bad connection in it now. So we're going to scour some junkyards and see if we can find us another one of these. Or if you guys might have one laying around, give me a call. I can always de-pin it, cut the pins off, and use male and female connectors. But then you go into a situation where, look, like I have this pink and blue wire and this pink and blue wire. You get them mixed up, you're going to have a whole nightmare of wire troubles on your hands. And it makes it a nightmare for the other guy. And most of these wires on this side are different colors too. It can be done, and I've done it before. But I don't want to do that unless I absolutely have to. Like I've tore into this whole wiring harness right here. Because this car had some wiring issues. This car would actually start without putting the key in the run position. Like, alright, you have accessory, on, and then turning the starter. Well, when you turn it from off to on, it would automatically start turning that starter without you doing anything else. The engine would start and the starter would continue to turn. there was a short in this red and blue wire here. It was caused by the backup light switch, because I did not realize that was part of the ignition system. It was shorted because it had got chewed through by something, causing it to do that. I do have a video on that one, guys. If you guys want to see that and see how interesting that was, go watch it. That was an interesting electrical fix. Alright guys, I'm going to go gather some parts and we will bring you back. Alright guys, let's talk parts. This is the fan motor. Give me a second to get a hold on it. We're going to set it right up here so you guys can see it. Get this strap out of the way. That is from Rock Auto. Rock Auto did a great job sending this motor out. It seems to be the exact right one. They got that part right, so I'll give them credit on that. They got that one right. Part number is PM242. And again, this is for an 89 Fox Body Mustang with a 2.3. Now the radiator. Here's the funny part. Radiator. You guys, this is a Duralast radiator from AutoZone. Part number is A556. This radiator was shipped by the exact same company Rock Auto shipped me the two broken ones with. This radiator is in perfect condition. It is not broken. There is not one single issue with it at all. So that tells me that those radiators come from Rock Auto already broken. So I would not recommend ordering a radiator from Rock Auto, because they both come broken. This radiator's fine. I put the hole in the box after I received it. So let's get this thing opened up and get it installed. Stay there. Let's slide you over here just in case. Alright guys. Trusty Rusty, always carry a good pocket knife. Cut the tape. And I did open this to make sure it was not broken and correct when I first got it. I've had these parts in for a couple months. I just haven't had the time to mess with it. Oh, forgot one on the end. Alright, so let's pull it out. The exact same part that was broken on the other radiators. Look at that. Completely intact. Remember guys, shipped by the same exact company. Got everything on it that needs to be on it. I know you guys everything. I don't like to skip over a whole bunch of parts. Hook your overflow hose back up. Alright, that's done. Hook your top radiator hose back up. That's done. We'll take our pliers and put the clamp back in place on it. On these spring clamps, they leave an impression on the hose. Well, you guys can't see that, can you? On the spring clamps, they leave an impression on the hose. You want to try to match that hose up to the impression. Match the clamp up to the impression. That way, it helps prevent leaks. We'll open our pliers up a little bit. Oh. And these clamps will hurt you if they fling off, so do be careful. There we go, right where it was. Let's hope for no leaks and hope all is well with that one. Alright, I'm going to see if I can move you guys and get you a straight down view of me hooking the other one up. Because remember guys, I'm not going to bolt the top half of the fan in yet, because I'm going to paint those brackets. If I'm going to paint those brackets, I don't want to have to take it back apart. Alright, there we are guys. Alright, now you guys hold tight. I got a swivel this time too. We'll get that fan set over in there. Grab our other socket, wherever it may be. Because apparently it decided it wants to play hide and seek. Now where did my socket go? That's not cool, man. Give me 1 second, guys. I got my 10. Got my 12. Where's my 8? Did you guys run off with my socket? Come on now, cough it up. There we go. I thought you guys done took my socket. Come on now. Y'all gotta do better. Remember, the bottom two on mine were different, but they should be 10 millimeters on yours. Alright. Not 10, they should be 8 on yours. Let's get this set over in here, guys. And do be careful and try not to damage your brand new radiator when you do this. Because all it takes is one little nick and you're in a pickle. You're in a pickle, Dickle. I know I wasn't going to set this back in until I hook that hose up, but you guys know how to hook a radiator hose up, so we'll go ahead and set this in. That way I don't have to crawl down on the ground twice. You guys understand that. Alright, let's slide this over here out of the way a little bit. Preferably where if you guys fall, you won't fall into it. Ah, crap. I forgot I did my pliers again. Let's see here. Okay, I can tighten that clamp up top. Nope. Didn't want to climb back up there. Alright, let me grab my pliers, guys. The sun is awful bright when you're looking at it from the ground. Get out of my way, wiring harness. And remember guys, match up your marks the best you can. That way, there should not be any future leaks. We got a good clamp around that hose. Our clamp is far enough up. Let's see, we're going to loosen it and slide that hose on a little more. Because I don't want any chance.
Hey.
Tell them all, hey baby girl.
Hey.
Alright guys, let's get this Mustang put back together. I got my painted parts over here. You want to hand me the parts, baby girl? One at a time, please. Yeah, they're a little warm. See? Got my parts all painted up and cleaned up. My brackets. And we're going to go over and we're going to put them on this Mustang over here. Let me get you guys set up. And we'll finish bolting this new radiator in. They were a little warm from sitting in the sun, weren't they? Alright, guys.
Now my hands are burning.
Yeah, you're alright. A little warm out today, not too bad. Alright, guys. You stay there and don't go falling down on me.
Daddy.
Hold on, baby girl. No drinking on the job.
I found the hair on me.
Yeah, that's alright. Because you got long, pretty hair.
I don't know how I got a hair on me.
Alright, guys. Let's get these little rubber mount pieces put in. Put them back in where they go. And this was painted with high heat paint, high temperature paint. So it should be fine. It shouldn't have to worry about it chipping off or anything like that.
Nothing.
I hope you guys are all enjoying this pretty weather we're having. Baby girl's out for her fall break, so we get to enjoy some time together, don't we? Alright, now we can put our little clips on our brackets, our little U-clips.
That's a cute little name.
Yeah, they're called U-clips.
Aww, you clip.
There's that one.
Daddy.
What, baby?
What are you clips?
These little clips right here.
Well, what are they for?
They usually use to hold body panels on with. Alright, guys. And these are labeled left and right. There's an L on this one, if you guys can see that. That goes on the left. Apparently, that's from looking at it from the driver's seat. Yep, that's the only way that could go. Because if you put this bracket over here, you wouldn't be able to move. It wouldn't fit because of the radiator cap. See? It won't fit over the. It'll fit over the radiator cap. You can't get the radiator cap off. So this will go here. We'll slap us a bolt in real quick. That'll hold that one in place. Now we'll come over and we'll put this other one in. I gotta flip the bushings. I don't have to swap them, I can just flip this one. What about that one? Is that one on backwards too? Not on backwards, but we need to flip it. Yeah, the bushings have a different thickness. See the different thickness on the ends? That's there for it to keep the radiator at the right distance. So let's flip it around, guys, and we'll take the other one off and flip it around too. Make sure we get them as close as we can. Back to the way they're supposed to be. Play sleep if you want to.
All I want to do is sit down.
Okay, we'll go sit on your box. Alright guys, I'm getting this bushing flipped around now. For this other one. Alright. There's that. If I put the right bracket on the right side here, that ain't gonna work. And why is it like that? There we go. That's more better. See, that way it kind of holds that radiator nice and tight for you. Doesn't really allow it to bump into much or rattle around. You don't want it bouncing around, you want it snug. That way no leaks can happen. You don't want any leaks. Slap another bolt in this one. And guys, I do still have to repair that bolt on the bottom that fell out, but I'll get around to that eventually, because it's I gotta have a new U-clip for it, and I have to order them. I don't want to have to go buy just one. I'm gonna order me a large U-clip kit from Amazon. Comes with the clips and the bolts. I think these were 10s. Yes, they were. I'm just going to run them down a little bit for now. And that way when I put the fan on, I'll still have some movement. Alright guys, let's bolt the top of this fan back up. And one bolt.
Two bolts.
Yep, 2 bolts. There we go for that one. Alright, now we should be good to snug everything down. Make sure it's all on good. Don't do that. Alright, let me swap sockets out real quick. And guys, I was wrong about the socket size yesterday. These all bolts are 10, 8, and the ones on the bottom were 12s, I believe it was. And be careful zipping these in with any kind of air gun or battery powered gun, because they will strip out easy. That's about all you want to do with them. That's got it. Radiator don't move around right there. It's held down tight. I want to look, make sure there's nothing smacking up against it down here. Yeah. Make sure ain't nothing hitting it anywhere. And I think we are good, guys. That one on the grommets down there. That one's on the grommets. So we are good, guys. I'll get you a shot of how it looks up top, and we're going to get it rolled off the ramps. I have enough water in the engine to pull it over and put water in it, but I want to get antifreeze because it's coming up on winter time, so I need to go grab me a jug of antifreeze, and after that she'll be ready to test drive. Make sure we don't have any leaks. I'll probably take you guys along for the test drive, but I won't show you putting antifreeze in it. That's basic stuff. You guys know how to do that. Some require bubbles bled out, some don't. Here you go, guys. Let's take a look at that new radiator. Nice and clean radiator. Should have her cooling right in no time. New fan motor. Got this new fan motor in here. Got it all wired up, all hooked in the way it's supposed to. So this car should be ready to ride soon, guys. Thank y'all for watching and following along with 2 weeks.